Many of my clients, myself included, suffer from a little bit of neck tension, a bit of shoulder tension. But what you don't realize is that the jaw is related to both of those. So I know for myself, when I've had a rough night of clenching my teeth, then suddenly I get this feeling of a headache, which is not quite a headache up here, but just this tension down the back of my neck. So come along with me as I share with you some of the things that I like to do to just ease that away. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit side on so that you can see what's going on. And of course, Bear can still enjoy chewing his toy. So I like to have my hair out and down so that it's not all the way up and putting more stress. So I'm just going to take my hands to the back of my neck area and my skull, and I'm just going to do a sort of a crisscross movement like that with my fingers, as though I was washing my hair in the shower. But really focusing on that back line of my occiput, because there are some very small muscles here located which are meant to keep our head on our spine, but they can get very tight, and often if we are overly tilted with our head, or again that jaw clenching, that can produce a lot of tension in that area. Simply by doing this, it's already going to start to feel better. The next thing I'm going to do is take my hands and I'm going to cup them over my shoulders, and I'm just going to squeeze my shoulders out. So just doing a nice gentle, not overly like I'm trying to put myself down into an awkward position, but just giving my tissues a bit of a squeeze, and then again taking that into the neck area. I'm going to do that same squeeze underneath an armpit. So grabbing a hold of the chest muscles as I do that, and then I'm going to allow my arm to go into just a paddle circle forward, and then I'm going to do that in a paddle circle backward. So again, all these muscles are connected to each other, and you may feel like this is an odd place to get neck tension out, but believe me, it's a good place. Do the same to the other side. So squeezing onto the muscle as you do your arm circle, and then going in the opposite direction. I'm just doing 3 to each. You could do more if you wanted to. And then I'm going to take my fingers and lace them behind the back of my head. I'm going to draw my elbows close to each other and then nod my head down, creating a stretch at the back of my neck, coming down between my shoulders. And then I'm going to reverse that stretch, open my elbows out so that I still see them in my peripheral vision, and feel my chest bone sliding up to the ceiling. And then again, nodding the head down, creating this lovely stretch from the base of my skull down the middle of my back, and then coming up high. So the important part with this is that you are not collapsing in your body. So when I pull my head forward, I'm getting a stretch. I'm not slumping in my posture. My posture is staying tall as I allow the weight of my head to be slightly traction down, providing that lovely stretch. And then going back up and opening. I'm going to do a similar movement now where I take my head down again, but this way, not too low, just where I feel comfortable. And I'm going to do a tilt of the head. So dropping an elbow down, letting my eyes look into the opposite way. To be fair, my eyes are closed because I think it's really lovely to feel them closed in this position. And doing the same to the other side. So just getting a little bit of rotation with the drop of the head. I promise you it feels so good. And always remember, if it doesn't feel good, that you probably need to stop doing it or go to a lesser range. One more to each side. And then we'll come back into your center position again and bringing yourself up. Eyes look towards the sort of top of the wall and the ceiling, and then coming back to your middle point. We're going to go into a side bend. So dropping an elbow towards the floor, and then coming up and going to the opposite way. So the hands holding the back of the head is really important so that you can give your head some feedback. It's like being on the floor. And even though I'm sitting on the floor right now, if you wanted to, you could be on a chair, so you don't have to be on the ground to enjoy the benefits of these moves. And then last one over. And then resting out of that. So already I feel completely different, and like, why didn't I do that earlier? So the weight of everything is just heavy down towards the floor, but at the same time I feel really light in my posture. So that's working from just that head and shoulder and chest area. So now I'm going to go and take a release of my jaw. So taking your finger, find your ear, slide it down and find that corner edge of your jaw. So sticking the thumb into there, It's not a good idea to talk. I'm going to do my best. And you're just going to palpate into that corner edge. You're going to drop your ear down toward your shoulder, pushing your thumb up into the soft tissue that's underneath there, and then move away. And then you move your finger a little further forward. We're going to end up coming to the front of the jaw. And again, tilt your head and lift. And again, tilt and lift. And as I mentioned, talking not so good here. So you do you, I'll do me. And then finally finding yourself at the center of your chest, chin, not your chest. So we go back to that corner edge and we're going to repeat it. So just tilting your head in and out. Now, if you're overly tight and if you are someone who likes to clench, you might feel a little nodule or a bump underneath there, and that's okay. It's just like a knot in any other muscle. Don't be brutal, be gentle, ease it out, do what you can. I really shouldn't talk while I do it, otherwise I'm going to end up choking. And then back again to the center. So just notice how that feels for you. As I turn side on a little bit, you can maybe wriggle your jaw left to right, and you may feel, oh, that's actually opened up some space. So we're going to go ahead and do the other side. So again, find the front of the ear, slide down to find the edge of your jawbone, and then just finger up and into that area. Now, you could be eyes facing forward. You could have a little tilt of your head down. So whatever works for you. I'm very, admiring of the body and knowing what the body needs exactly. I don't have to try and tell you what to do. Your body will give you all the right signals of what to do. So again, just moving that thumb closer to the midline of your chin. And as we do the second side, you may be in a complete awareness now of, oh, hang on, these two sides feel very different to each other. So maybe you want to spend more time on the side that's not feeling as good. And often you don't know which side that is until you've done them both. So, this is all about just exploring areas of your body that is maybe holding tension that you were unaware of. And then coming back again. So from here, we're going to take both hands and just find again in front of the ear hole is the jaw joint. So we're just going to slide our fingers down over those bony structures to that corner edge of your jaw. So touching your body is an amazing way of releasing stress. And you don't have to, be booked in for an hour massage. Like I said, just these small little moves that we're doing here, your body's already, or your brain is going to light up with new information and just help you reorganize yourself in space. So again, do a little jaw jiggle, and I'm already feeling heaps better. I hope you are too. So if that was all you wanted to do, that would set you up for moving on with the rest of the day. But I'm going to add in a few other techniques that I'm going to incorporate, because I believe in everything being connected. So I don't want to just stay up here where my symptoms are. I want to feel like I'm going to free everything else up as well. So now I am going to come and take a lie down onto my back, and just setting yourself up so that you are long along the mat, and remembering nothing behind your head. So just feeling that you've got the weight of your head rested evenly, and then your feet balanced with each other. So I'm going to take it into a rolling of my pelvis. So just tilting the pelvis toward the back, flattening my lower back. And then I'm going to tilt my pelvis forward and create just a little arch in my spine. And again, going into the round and flat and into the forward and arched. So again, the movement is fairly gentle, but what I'm feeling or experiencing is the sense of a wave going up and down. I use a wave quite a lot in my body and in my imagery because it's fluid and it can just sort of go, where it needs to go. And then come to find the center, let's tilt to the left and the right. And, the pelvis is connected to the skull. So things that we do at the pelvis often have a flow-on effect to the skull and vice versa. And then we're going to make that next move into a circle. So just rolling around the back of the pelvis. And as you do that, your legs are going to be moving, but they move more forward, backward than they do left, right. So really feeling your feet on the ground and then changing the direction Your feet will feel different pressures as you go to different areas of your circle. And then last one, all the way around and back to your center shape. So from here, I'm going to bring my elbows onto the mat. And I'm going to do one of those chest stretches again. I'm going to send my arms back toward the floor, which is going to open up across the front of my shoulder line. Maybe you can touch the mat, maybe you can't, it's okay. And then you're going to rotate the arms forward. And again, you'll feel like maybe your shoulder wants to peel off the mat. Do your best to keep the back of the arm and shoulder rested as you aim your fingertips down and then your fingertips back. So working in a rotation around your shoulder joint. So your upper arm is spinning in place. And then one last one down toward the floor and then bringing everything back. So I'm going to join my two knees together, my 2 feet together. I'm going to take my hands and lace them behind my head. I'm going to drop both knees off to the side. And as I do, I'm going to turn my eyes and look to the opposite elbow. And then I'm going to bring my legs through the midline and go to the opposite way. Now, between you and I've got a little crack in my spine as I did that first move of my legs to the side, which makes me know that my body is just readjusting as I'm doing the moves, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And then back to center and then to the other side. So again, we could have our legs in the air, but why? Let's just keep our feet on the floor. Let's be gentle and kind to ourselves. Last one as we go to each direction, remembering to use your head to turn in the other way just to get a really great sort of twist of your spine in all ranges. All right, and then from there, we're going to rest the head down onto the mat. I'm going to finish just with my favorite little stretch of my glutes. So crossing an ankle over a thigh. There are multiple ways of doing it. This is my favorite. Take my outside hand over onto the shin, take my other hand over the top and meet my hand. And that puts the maximum amount of pressure into my leg and then into my hip. And making sure that the neck doesn't seize up. So you still want to feel long through the back of the neck. If you feel you are with your head up away from the floor, then it's a good idea to have a towel or a pillow behind the back of your head just to make sure that you are resting your head. All that work we just did to release, you need to make sure you don't then produce more stress. So a good few breaths in this area, and then we can undo that and we will go ahead and do the other side. So holding on, so outside hand over the edge, top hand over, across, and rest. So your body will create little tension patterns every now and then. It's interesting for you to kind of figure out where they are. So often when the arm is over like this, your shoulder might want to be up at your ear. So just that reminder to settle yourself back down again. Most commonly is you'll feel that the back of the head wants to tilt away. So remember to feel the back of the neck nice and long behind you. And then resting out of all of that. And then coming up to a sitting position. And I could keep going for ages and ages, but I know that already just sitting here, from the first time I said hello to you on the screen to now, I'm feeling very different. And Bear is bringing out all of his toys to make sure that you are having a good time at home too. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it feels fantastic already just with that different orientation in your body. And I have some other videos which specifically are relating to TMJ pain and self-release of the jaw, which I'll link somewhere here. And you can follow that along, which I did co-hosted with the dentist, a holistic dentist. So enjoy that as a series. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And remember to like, comment, and share so other people can get all the benefit of moving better, feeling better, and living better. From us, goodbye.